Hello, this is Fred, your agronomist, and this is our second step or our second phase in land preparation as we plant our next crop, which is butternut or squash. Others call it squash. So remember we did the plowing, we did the trenches, and now we are in a very critical step, which needs a lot of caution and which needs a good approach and a very professional approach, because this is where you may do a lot of mess and you may miss some things that are needed to be done. For those who are not using drip irrigation, this video is for you, because the drip irrigation, they have the permanent beds where they plant their butternut, but that does not limit them from using the required spacing. So but for now, because of the nature of our lads, the least lads or the semi-permanent lads, these we are using the furrow irrigation or the basin irrigation. So I'll take you through the process of basin making up to the planting part, and that is our today lesson. So as you can see in this video, the land is subdivided from one unit to the other, and I usually subdivide it into portions measuring 2 meters from this section here to the other section here to that part there. So during blocking of these planting fallows, one thing first you need to do, you need a straight line that is running from one edge of the land to the other. As you can see, this straight line, I have a line, a planting line that I'm using here, and this line is measuring as an equal measurement from the previous block that we made. And mostly, like I told you, I'm using 2 meters. I'm blocking it 2 meters, as you can see from the far edge there. If you have many people working for you, some can come from the far edge to the other. So you come blocking just the way you're seeing, as simple as that. Pulling the soils from the ridges and bringing it to the center of the furrow and making a staple place underground, where it's also used as a path during irrigation. And this also where the pipe lies. As you can see from the left side, we are leaving a basin, a fully formed basin, and also from the other side, when it's blocked now, that means we'll have a basin where we are going to plant our seeds. So this is how blocking is done. Very simple. If you are keen, you can. Some people don't use the line. You can also do it by just using your eyes, just blocking from one section to the other, and it's as simple as that. So you need professional guys or people who knows how to do it. It's very simple, but they need to be very keen on that, so that they can give you good basins, and good basins that will hold water. After now completing the making of the basins, it's now time to make you can make holes where you want to plant, for those who are using fertilizers, because you need to apply fertilizer. But for this time, I'm not using fertilizer. I'll show you how to plant directly, and later, after the seeders has germinated, that when I'm going to apply my fertilizer. So today I'm using pangas to plant. As you can see, I'm making holes. I've already trained my guys how to move from one step to the other. I'm using a spacing of 60 centimeters, remember, from one plant to the other. And today I'm also planting in one hedge. I'm not doing it in double hedge. You don't need to use a panga like I'm using. You can also use your hands. You can check my previous videos where I've used my hands to plant, where I applied the fertilizers before planting and the manure. But each and every day I'm giving you different skills, because you know we are from different regions and we use different tactics. So if this is not available, you don't need to stress yourself. Just go back to my previous video and check how the other activities are done. So this is new and I'm sharing a new experience with you, how it's done. It's very quick, and it's very fast, as long as you maintain the spacing. So it's as simple as that. Planting, just making a small hole, dropping the seed and covering it. Then from this part, that when now we are going to introduce irrigation water, because after sowing we need water in order to make sure the seeds get water for them to germinate. Remember, I had soaked them to break the seed dormancy, so if you fail to irrigate them, they may end up failing to germinate. So after now, as you can see now, irrigation is taking place after now planting. The blocking now, it can be seen clearly, because as you see from one hedge to the other, you can see what I meant by seeing the blocking. Maybe you never saw, it wasn't very clear to you, but now you can see this part where I've blocked the fallows. And now on the lower part, irrigation is taking place. This irrigation taking place here, and if you fail to block them well, as you can see, you won't get a good pattern of water irrigation. And because the land is not flat, the water may run from one side to the other, and now some of the seeds will not be get enough water, thus failing to germinate. So you need to be very keen on the blocking part, and also where to plant the seeds. Remember, when we were planting the seeds, it was just on the bed of the basin, not on the top, because on the bed, that way we get much water, and when the water dries from this basin, that the part that remains with moist and with enough water. So like I told you, these are different class compared to the one you're used to. So after germination, that when I'll show you how to apply the fertilizer, because my fertilizer that I'm using, Yara Miller Power, is very soluble fertilizer. So if I use it at this point, I may end up losing fertilizer and plant may fail to use it. So that's why I'm opting to use the fertilizer after germination, so that the plant can make good use of the fertilizer and there will be zero wastage of the fertilizer. The fertilizer is always phosphorus rich fertilizer that I start with. That's the last bit after planting, which is watering. It is on progress. It has to be done in all the portions until everything is done. If you've not subscribed to this channel, subscribe, share, like, and also leave a comment so that we can continue learning together. Bye.